Hi friends, and welcome to the October vlog. All right, my darlings, we are already in October by a few days and I have a lot to catch you up on, but I have just sold a few things, so I need to get those packaged and shipped, and then we will chat after that. So let's just jump into it. Okay, that is all wrapped up. I decided to put the smaller ceramic that this person had also bought in a separate box. I can't bear the thought of like putting it in there and it damaging the canvas somehow. So I'm probably being extra cautious, but I think that's the way to do it since this is a rather large canvas and it's an investment for this person. So I'm going to respect that. And then yeah, the other box with the other person that bought a few ceramics is also ready to go. So yes, I want to catch you guys up on a few things before I head out and ship. First things first, I have been working on a mural. If you're watching this vlog, I'm guessing I've already put out the mural vlog from Bloomfield. So I hope that went well. But at this present moment, I haven't been able to go down there for like the last 6 days because of a hurricane coming through. And although we did not get any of the brunt of it, we just keep getting like the spiral, the wings of it, the arms keep coming over and over. And if I go work on the wall when I'm having no rain, then the rain will come back in and it could take off the work that I've done. So long story short, I have not been able to go down to the mural, but I'm sort of in the middle of that. I anticipate that I'll be going back down there tomorrow and we're gonna put you down. I anticipate that I'll be going back there tomorrow and I will be able to continue on that. But I started that actually on my birthday, which was last week. And it was 12 hours after I'd got back from LA. So we flew back from LA and then literally, we got home, I slept, woke up early, loaded up the car, and I was down there first thing in the morning, and the scaffolding guys were there, the township was there setting out blockades. So it was all go. But it's well underway and that's going well. So that's the first thing. The next thing is LA. So I have mixed feelings about it. Up top, very, very glad I did it. It is something that I'd been wanting to do for quite some time. But I have to say it's the first time I've ever done an art fair where I have not made back my booth cost. And I think this is for multiple reasons. I think the particular audience maybe did not connect with my work the way I thought they would. I would try to approach people to talk to them. People weren't particularly chatty with me about my work. And I'm saying this specific to me because if any of you are considering doing it, I would not want to discourage you because the people around me did very well. They sold huge paintings. One person sold out her entire booth. So it wasn't like the fair wasn't good. It was, I just think the audience didn't connect with my work the way I thought they would. But people were very kind. I got great feedback and a few pieces did sell, but none of my paintings did. So that's just good feedback for me, like I said, and something to think about. Something I did notice is that quite a few canvases that sold were framed canvases. So it's got my wheels turning that maybe that would make it a little bit more presentable. I don't tend to frame my canvases because I paint around the sides and I consider a part of my composition, but it's definitely something to think about. Ironically, most of the people that did buy my work, so some small framed works on paper and some ceramics, were New Yorkers. I think maybe 1 or 2 people were from LA, maybe. But most people were either New Yorkers or East Coasters, and we would get into a conversation and ultimately it would come out that I'm not from LA and they'd be like, oh, we aren't either. And then ends out we were both from New York. So it was also good for me to know that, yeah, New York really seems to be my audience and a good place for me to focus on right now. But with that said, what seemed to happen was maybe people who had seen my work, who are California based, who have been following me, maybe some of you guys, were buying my work off my website while I was there. So I was able to ship out a few pieces. So thanks for doing that. I'm sorry that we couldn't have met in person. I know California is a huge state, but still shipping it from California made that significantly easier. So thank you for supporting me and I really appreciate that. Okay, moving forward, I do have to plan for other art fair in Brooklyn in November. And my last vlog, I'd started all these new paintings and had all these big ideas about that. And now kind of coming back, taking the feedback from the last fair and still having several of those paintings, I'm trying to think about the best approach. Also just my own bandwidth, because I had thought after I did the mural, I would have time to work on those paintings. But now that things have been kind of pushed out a week and I've been doing a lot of administrative stuff and just a lot of things have come up in the meanwhile, I haven't got to work on those paintings at all, and just that time is kind of slipping away. I do hope at the end of this month that I will get to work on them a bit, but the reality of the situation is that I'm not sure they would be fair ready, and I don't want to rush it. I find that my best paintings come out when they have time. So we'll see. Maybe 1 or 2 of them will get shown. I don't know. Maybe I'll get into like a super creative burst at the end of this month after working on the mural. I don't know. The other thing that's going on is Red Dot Miami. I think I had mentioned this, that a gallery is going to be showing some of my work down there. I have to send 4 pieces, but some things changed in regards to the requirements. Some of the sizes changed. They gave me more options in terms of materials I could use. But if I were to send canvases, they would need to be framed. And I was just looking at all of my options, and ends out, I'm going to make some new works for it. It was kind of my plan, but they had moved up the date by basically a month. So I originally had till mid-November to send the stuff over, and now because of the size requirement changes, they need it by the end of this month. So the time that I thought I would be spending on the paintings I was doing last month is now going to go to that. But I have these cradled wood pieces, so you'll see that. I'll be working on that. And what else? Oh, so the pieces I was working on in the last September vlog have come out of the kiln. So I'm gonna show you guys some of those right now. So yeah, I think those came out really, really great. They're in my shop. I'll have it linked below if you're interested in adopting any of them. I think they came out really great, and I just love how the colors are coming out in our kiln versus the studio kiln that we had been working with. Our kiln is just, it's really the richness of the color in the glazes is what we were after, and I'm so happy that we finally have some yellows that we can work with. And I guess the last thing was, I don't know if even you guys will notice, but my camera is broken. So my vlog camera that I didn't get too long ago, I don't know why I did this. I don't know why. But basically on the way back from LA, I was like, well, I'm not planning on vlogging the way back, so I'm just gonna put it in my suitcase. And I had, you know, tucked it in aside with the tripods and stuff that I had, and thought it was like safe and cozy. And you would think too, I had a bunch of ceramics in there, so there was a bunch of delicate stuff that was well padded. But basically the TSA decided to check our luggage, and then instead of putting my camera back where it was, they put it in one of my clothing pockets. And when we arrived back, Andre, he likes to take everything out and, you know, do laundry right away. And he just grabbed all the clothes and threw it into the laundry, and my camera went for a tumble dry. So it does no longer work. It won't turn on. It's done. And the memory card from LA, it did survive, and I managed to get some footage off of it. Like if you're watching this now, you probably saw whatever the LA vlog was. I, at this present moment, haven't edited it, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do. But that's a big shame because it was pretty new. I only got it a few months ago. So I'm back to recording on my phone until I can afford to get another camera. Sad face. So I can't think if there's anything else at the moment, but I'm gonna go ship out those pieces, come back, have some lunch, and recollect myself and see what I'm gonna do with the rest of my day. But I will see you guys in a bit. Bye. Hello friends, we are back in the studio. Zelda and I. And I think I last left you guys off where I was putting the backgrounds on these guys, and it took quite some time to dry, so I didn't get to work on it anymore. I ended up back on the mural, so I am going to continue working on them now. So let's get into it. Dig the donuts out. Dig the donuts out.
Sacrifice everything else.
Yeah. Ooh. You gonna try one?
You try one.
Okay, I have to turn the camera around. Okay. I'll take the little guy. Do we each just want to have a bite of this one to try it?
That's fine.
Apple cider donut from Demarest Farms. That's good.
Look at that face. Look at this face of happiness.
This is a donut review channel now, remember, guys?
That's really good.
That's tasty.
There's no lie in that statement.
It's really soft.
Like me. And sweet. And a little crusty on the outside. I am the apple cider donut. I'm taking another bite. Nothing goes to waste.
Tasty. Hello, friends. It's been a minute, but I just want to give you guys an update of what's going on. I think the last time I spoke to you, I was getting started on the pieces that I need to send to Miami, and I was in the middle of the mural. Well, I finished the mural, the video's out, so I'll link that somewhere up here or in the description. Please check it out. And Miami stuff I've been proceeding forward on, but I haven't been able to record it because, as you know, I think I mentioned it, my camera was destroyed coming back from LA, thanks TSA. And so I was going to record it on my phone, but then because I had the footage from LA on here as well as the mural vlog on here, my phone was full and I couldn't take any more video. And I just want to say this real quick. As an artist, and if you're also a creative person, do not let documenting your process, so whether you do it for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever it is, don't let that business interfere with your art making. So I proceeded forward on what I was doing. So yeah, sorry you've missed a bit of the process, but it was more important for me to continue the work as opposed to waiting to sort out all the other stuff. But now my phone is back in business, so I can show you what I've been up to, and we're gonna work on a bit more of that today. And hopefully all the tech stuff will get figured out in the next few weeks. So let's jump into it. So this is my current setup. Tea, water, yogurt, and a big old pile of paints, some Posca. Been watching stuff on my iPad. But this is where I've gotten so far with this piece. So we're getting there, but more needs to happen in these areas. But so far so good. And then this one I did a second coat on the background layers. It looks like the red might need another, but I'm going to keep moving forward with that and hopefully maybe get this to the point that's at today. And then I can wrap it up on Friday because tomorrow's Thursday and my mom is coming over with ceramics and we're gonna work on ornaments for the Christmas shop. Let me show you some. Okay, so here were some of the ones that were done last year that they ended up coming out of the kiln, in January, so I never put them online, but they're little bells, some stars, some gingerbread men, and Christmas trees. So this appears to be sets of red and green here. But my mom is bringing more, and we're going to do some in blue and yellow and other colors. So if you're interested in Christmas ornaments, definitely keep an eye on the shop or follow me on Instagram because I will be updating for a little holiday shop probably mid-November. Anywho, back to painting. Well, talking about broken technology, just went to put you guys on the tripod to film myself painting, and my tripod broke. What is going on? Why is everything breaking? What is it, Zelda? Come here. I don't know, y'all. Well, we're gonna figure this out. Okay, bye. Good morning. It is a new day. Zelda's here with me. I knew she would bark the moment I say good morning, right? Good girl. So I worked a little bit more last night than what I think I showed you guys. But I'm gonna see what I can get done in the next probably hour. And then I have to clean up because Mom's coming over and we're gonna work on some ceramics. And we're also gonna make like fall food, like butternut squash soup and stuff. So I'm excited for that. Let me show you what I worked on. So here's where I landed last night. I put in sort of this background into the sky, which I think helps the composition a lot. And then this one, I just sort of finished up the blooms and it needed to dry. But it needs some of that action as well. So maybe I'll work on that for this piece. And then they'll both kind of be in the same place where I can do the final touches. So yeah, it's hard. I don't know how I feel about them necessarily. I don't love that I used that same orange in both those corners. I might have to change that. But there is something about feeling rushed with work where, I don't know, I feel like I have to sit with work for a little while, but that's okay. We're gonna do this, we're gonna get it done. The most important thing is to have my work represented at this show. So let's get into it. Saying she's on her way. So I've set up this table for her to work at. She wanted to see the ornaments that we have, so I put them here, plus the ones to do. I know she's bringing more. We also have these mugs, which I want to get done so they can be in the holiday shop. And we had a few bowls left over from a kiln firing, a bisque fire. Mom had prepped 2 of them, but I just never got to it. I kind of always leave the bowls till last because I find them a pain to glaze, if I'm being honest. I know. This one's going to be very excited because her grandma is coming. Yes, she's going to be here soon. But anyway, set this up for Mom to work. I'm still working over here. I fixed that with some blue. I think it looks okay. I just didn't like it when I saw it next to this one. I also put in some green arches here. So I'm going to see if I can get working on the background. She's gonna be here soon. You don't have to cry. All right, back to work. All right, guys, Mom has arrived and everything is set up. So she brought some more smaller things that are also going to go into the holiday shop. Some nice little pictures there, a large votive, this fun vase, a ring dish, and then a lot of little bud vases. So thinking I'll sell them in sets, but lots and lots of little guys, which is nice. But we're gonna get into it. Happy Friday. Zelda and I are back in the studio. I just came in right from outdoors, so she's sniffing my shoes. What? But yeah, just gonna pick up where I left off yesterday. I actually think I'm gonna work on a few ceramics. Zelda. So yeah, I'm just gonna pick up where I left off yesterday. I think I'm gonna do a few of the small ceramics to kind of get warmed up, and then I'm gonna work on my paintings. So let's get into it. Good morning, friends. It is a Saturday. I'm just fresh out the shower and into the studio. Today I have a few hours to work, and then we are going to see a play. One of Honor Mine's friends is in it on Broadway, so that's exciting. And then we are going to a Halloween party tomorrow. So I think pretty much my time to work is today. The most important thing is I want to get the finishing painted details onto this, because this guy is done, and then once that's dried and all good, Monday I'm gonna ship it out for the show in Miami, and then I can move on to prepping for other art fair. So very important to get this painting done. Let's get into it. morning. I am in my studio with Zelda as usual. It's Monday. We had a lovely weekend. We went to see a friend that was in a play. She did great. She was a star, of course. And then the next day we went to a Halloween housewarming party, which was also fun. I didn't want to record at that because there was a lot of people I didn't know and a lot of them had children. So just, you know, wanted to play it safe. But anywho, it was fun. You know, I'll put photos of our costumes here so you guys can see. Anywho, I just got back from FedEx. I shipped off the work for Miami Red Dot, which is great. So that's all done now. I don't know why. I thought I had another week between now and other art fair, but other art fair is literally next week. So the minute I realized that this morning, it was almost a sense of immediate panic because I'm usually very planned for it. And if you guys remember my vlog from, is that September or August, I had been working on some paintings that I had planned to show in it, but since the Miami schedule got moved up, I didn't get to work on those at all. That combined with the mural, I'm now a week away from it and I haven't even touched those paintings. So I'm just not gonna show them because I don't think it's worth it to rush it. Instead, I still wanna look at it as a collective body of work and then maybe show it next spring instead. Plus it's sort of a floral theme, so I feel like that'll work for next year. Just thinking ahead. So I'm gonna take a beat, I'm gonna have a coffee, and I'm gonna work on some ceramics, and then I'm going to get into planning for other art fair. So let's do it. Okay, today the plan is to figure out my layout for other art fair. So I'm doing my usual. I've been going back and forth on whether to have one large piece or to have several pieces on my back wall. No. This is why this one should not be allowed in this studio during this day, during planning day. But anyway, yeah, it's like I like the idea of like something eye-catching, and I have a piece that would just take up the whole wall. Since I have a smaller booth this time, since I did the big booth in LA, I thought it would be smarter to have a smaller booth in Brooklyn. But anyway, I'm all out of breath, jeez. I'm now reconsidering that and just thinking, how can I still make it look nice, put on display as much as possible. So I'm gonna try a few different layouts. I also have to see whether the current IKEA shelves I have will fit, because it's an 8-foot back wall, and that's like give or take some squeeze, and I think them together is 8 feet. So then with the ends, like the metal parts put on, it might put me over by like half an inch, in which case it won't fit and I will have to go buy a new shelf. So we'll see. We will see. I'm gonna get into it though. I wish you would hang out, Zelda, but I know you're just gonna destroy the work. So I'm gonna take her downstairs and get into what I was doing. Let's go. Bye bye. Okay, here's arrangement number 1. I do need to finish this painting, but I can do that this week. Also, unsure whether this whole thing will fit. It's like exactly 8 feet, so I just know that sometimes when the walls go up, it might be a little shorter. So the other option is one shelf. But I think this is a good option 1. And then my side walls are 4 feet. So I thought I could bring these 2 and stack them. And then either have a shelf or my table might go here, and I want this black and white piece. I just can't, I don't know. I just think it looks so good with them. So I'll figure that out. But I don't know. Is it just too much stuff? Because then the wall on the other side, I want to have smaller things. So yeah, maybe get some of these little guys into frames, just like more giftable stuff since the holidays are coming up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna take some photos and then try some different arrangements. Okay, here's another potential option. Having this large piece with the 2 circular ones next to it. The 2 circles, like if I try to put one here and here symmetrical, it does not fit. It is not wide enough. So to give it good breathing room, those stack that, and then the stacked 2 pieces go into those 2 large pieces, and then on this side, smaller works. So that's another option. Here's another option I just laid out. If I would have these 2 stacked. And when I just add the other 2, I just threw this in as a placeholder because I feel like I would need a 3rd piece there because otherwise it's just sort of a large hole in the layout. But I don't know. I'm not particularly loving this layout. It does kind of get everything onto the wall, but it just, maybe it's because I just did the LA one, but it's basically taking what was horizontal and cramming it all onto the one wall, which I'm just not a fan of. But the advantage is if I move these 2 here, then I could have something like this on another wall where it's framed pieces. But This is from many years ago, so it just feels like, is there a disconnect here? Is this two different artists? I mean, I feel this speaks to this stuff, but I've also shown this many, many times, and it's not really where I'm going with my work now. So while it would be nice to sell it, so it's not in my storage here, I don't know if it really complements these paintings. That's my debate. I'm gonna give one more shot with this. I'm gonna maybe take these out and put those two on the sides. Let me try that. Another option, Andre just came up and we were moving stuff around and simplifying it. He said to try and make this vertical. I'm so used to seeing horizontal. Does that work? I don't know. And then the framed options. I don't know. Okay, she's back again with yet another layout. This one, I actually don't hate it. I don't tend to use height very much. Like if I do stack, it's always pretty short. So it would be definitely different to put something large above the other things, but I don't hate it. Or this. Maybe that fits better in the space. What if I move, for argument's sake? Don't do what I'm doing. Do not kick your canvases. Oh. Oh, no. Me no likey that. Yeah, I think the way it was better. Time to switch back. Yeah, this could be something. And here's something wild. Because if you think this shelf is going to be like, you know, probably mid-height on people, so those would be very high up. But I do see people use the height. It is a 12-foot booth, so I don't typically go that high, but you know, I guess I suppose I could. Okay, well, it's something else to think about. I'm gonna try something else now. And something not as wild as the last one, but still intriguing. There's something I like about this one. Yeah. Did I do it, guys? Did I find one that I'm happy with? Okay. I'm gonna go have lunch because I've been at this for hours and come back with a clear brain, because if I pick any of those, actually, any of all those options, that's great because I still have 2 4-foot sidewalls to plan. So time to take a break and I'll come back to it. See you guys in a bit. All right, I ate a giant burrito and went for a walk with Zelda. And now I'm trying to pull myself out of my food coma to continue my work. Okay. Let's do a layout for like a small works wall. I've also boxed myself in here. We love curation day over here. Okay, friends, I just got off the phone with my mom and I'd sent her all the photos, and she agrees she likes this. But what she thought is the ceramics would make it go up really, really high. And maybe I can have everything lower if the ceramics aren't on the back wall, but if they're on one of the side walls and it's just 2 rows of the ceramics, potentially a 3rd row if I go get another shelf, but 2 would be good. And then on the other opposing wall, have this shelf with small framed pieces. And imagine this like hanging above it. And then even that secondary framed piece could also be above that. So it's like those 2 horizontal with this underneath it. So that's where I'm at right now. I think I need to sleep on it in terms of a final layout, but I'm pretty happy with that. It also means I don't have to go and frame a bunch of these pieces. I can just use that shelf with the existing framed works I have, and then I can put my table with this underneath it. Yep. Good times, guys. Good times. All right. I'm gonna go probably do some glazing and just try to relax a little and let this all seep in. It's just funny how I do this several times a year, but I always get stressed out trying to figure it out. I don't know why. I don't know why I can just know I have it coming up and just plan into it. I just always end out going off in some other direction. But anyway, I think it's gonna be good. So I'll talk to you guys later. Okay. So the thought I was having was yesterday I felt like having my ceramics on a wall and then also having this. These felt really strong to me, but my back wall didn't feel as strong for some reason. So I wanted to try an arrangement where I brought the ceramics back on the main wall, but maybe instead of one long shelf, I have the 2 with the frame piece above it. And then I was thinking either one big canvas or the 2 small, but since that's big, I thought maybe these 2 would go there. And it kind of fits with that cleaner aesthetic I tend to go with. And what I think I would do here is mimic the 2 shelves and get another shelf for these guys. So it's 2 and a thing. And you have 2 and a thing. And then in between that, canvases. And then on the other side, I don't know. Maybe it's this guy and these 2. So it's like canvases. I think what I can safely say at this point is that I know these are all the works that I'm bringing. It's just, how do I want to arrange them? That is the question. The one thing that does get eliminated in this layout that was in the other one is this big guy, which is fine. I mean, I love the piece, but I'm not married to it being in here. I can try an option with it maybe, see how that looks, just to see. Another option, bringing the canvases back in. The thing is, I would need to buy a shorter shelf. So this one, you can see it's kind of sitting on top of that. So I would just need to buy a shelf to make these two fit on the sides of that. But that's another option. And then the frames stay over there, and I could have the two with that. And then I don't know about the other wall, but another option. Or switching out for the circles, because then I don't need to buy new shelves. It feels like it has more breathing room. And these two guys can be on a wall, and that can be on a wall. All right, it's time to go through everything and make some decisions. All right, my friends, I have finally made a decision, and I'm very happy with it. And if you want to see what it is, you'll have to tune into next week's video from the other art fair. But for now, I'm going to say stay well and stay inspired. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.